Call of Duty Ghosts uses some of the existing framework from the previous engine because it worked perfectly. It's exactly what we needed. Now on top of that, we built brand new systems. We built tessellation and displacement. We have subdivision surfaces. We have HDR. Additionally, there's been heavy work done in the audio system where it has a new reverb engine. There is reactive emitters, they're called, things like that. So there has been, while we kept some things, there has been major work done for Call of Duty Ghosts.
Mm. So then if you use, as you told me to use tessellation and things, then I assume that it's the DX11 API you use now. Has it something, or how is it in advance to produce for the next gen consoles which are coming out this year, end of this year, like the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4? Does that help, or do you have that in mind while doing this technology?
When we're working on the game, we build towards the specifics of what the systems are, and we build towards the next gen console. But at the same time, the PC is its own market, and it has its own powers and strengths. So I don't know if I'm answering your question or not, but the way we build is it's not platform independent. It's not built around one platform that we kind of share. We really do build towards the PC. This is what the strengths of the PC are. These are what we can build. The next gen console system. Here's their strengths, and we build towards that. Hmm. So I'm not necessarily sure if I'm answering what you're looking for, or.
Yeah, I think so. I think it answered it in a way, because you say that you produce for every single platform. So you don't have the cross-platform development, but you have, like for the PC, the DX11 technology, which can be, of course, used with the next-gen consoles.
Yeah, we definitely share technology between systems where we can. We don't want to reinvent everything. We do as much technology sharing between platforms and systems as much as we can. It's a smart thing to do. But additionally, there's specific things that we have to do per console, per generation, per system.
So then the Xbox 360 and the PS3, they are really, the technology in these consoles is really old. So you still build a separate engine for that one?
No, so the Ghost engine is, we can turn things on or off per platform. So it's very nice. The engine works perfectly on the current engine, current technology. The Ghost engine works perfect on the current technology. We just don't turn on all the bells and whistles that we can do with higher end PC or the next generation consoles. So we have a limit. Our goal is always that 60 frames per second, that fast, silky smooth controls, and that's the goal. And as a PC player, you can go as beefy as you want, and we'll try to. There's been no min specs announced yet, but we'll find that min specs where it works that 60 frames a second.
So then, where are there still visual differences between the PC version and the version for the next generation consoles?
Well, I think.
Or does it nearly look the same? To be honest.
Yeah, I mean, from the non-technical side, I think that the current gen does not have the bells and whistles. The next gen has the bells and whistles, and if you have that beefy, depending on the beefiness of your PC, you can get where you need to get to have the same, if you have a comparable system, you're going to have the same look.
The other way, so what do you have to sacrifice with these older consoles as far as visuals are concerned in comparison to the PC version, for example? Yeah, what does someone playing Call of Duty Ghosts with a Xbox 360, for example, does not see because the console is not able to render it, because the technology is not able to display it?
Well, I mean, that's exactly like the tessellation and the displacement. None of that will be on current gen. That is only on next gen. That's only on the PC systems.
Yeah, and even resolution, for example, which is limited on the old technology consoles as well. Another question we found out, maybe you can help us, or maybe you know about that, about multi-core support and multi-core optimizations.
That would be one that I don't have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I wish I did.
No, not bad. Next question would be, will there be dedicated servers? So it's nothing with technology now, it's content.
I believe it has been announced that there will be dedicated servers for PC, and there has been an announcement from Microsoft that we will be using the Microsoft Cloud.
Yeah. And have you already planned DLCs? Lots of DLCs, or are you trying to put more content in the game and keep the DLC small?
You know, obviously the game comes first, and the teams are still cracking down on bugs right now. You know, we're filing it up, we're wrapping it up, and the DLC plan is something that we're going to talk about later down the road. So I don't have any extra info I can share on that.
So then, if we ask you personally, what do you think, or what is the eye candy in the game? What do you think?
What do I like?
And where maybe these DX11, these tessellation, these modern technologies help?
Yeah.
If you want to advertise the game, you look at that. And can you do that?
I mean, honestly, yeah. I think that, you know, even if hopefully you've gotten a chance to play the game, or at least
not yet, but I will.
Okay, check out Whiteout. It's the snow map, and it has the tessellation and displacement, I think, really stands out well in that. It's an organic environment. It has the stonework. It just I would point you right there as a start. I think that the HDR lighting, the bloom system that's in there now. There's a lot of really cool things that maybe if you say like one at a time, and it's very technical, right? But it's the big picture that they all kind of merge together and they just make it stand out so much more. So I actually, it's a great example. So hopefully you get to see Whiteout.
And you said you do a specialist in multiplayer, are you? So what are the differences between the technical requirements, the things you need for the multiplayer part of the game in comparison to the single player?
Well, you know,
is it more difficult to design, to program, to develop, or is it just a kick-off in that?
As the multiplayer, I'd say it's totally more difficult to make multiplayer. But if the single player guys would probably say the same thing about the single player,
of course,
right?
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the same engine, it's the same tools, and it's just a different mindset totally. Where single player is all about the atmosphere and the event and the combat, like in a flow or whatever. Where multiplayer is, we need to be fair, we need to be balanced, we need to be fast and smooth, we need to have tactics in mind every time we make it. So I've built single player games in the past. I've worked on multiplayer. I think they're equally challenging and they're equally fun at the same time. And to be honest, iteration and replay and quickly trying things and throwing things out that don't work is always the way to go, like in my opinion. Just build, and make that quick decision, like this is just not fun yet, it's not going to be fun, and move on with our lives. So, from a multiplayer side, I'd love to say it's harder, but I think it's equally challenging.
So you personally, what do you prefer, playing multiplayer on the console or playing multiplayer with mouse and keyboard? It's
a great question. So I've been in the industry for 19 and a half years, which will set me as old. And I grew up on the PC. I love the PC. And I think that I have kids now, and they are less PC and they're more console-centric. So it's a tough choice. I still love the mouse and keyboard, but I'm slowly adapting to the controller. Okay, so we have heard that you're a fan of PC. Yeah, I like. So why? Can you give some arguments? I think that there's pros and cons. So you personally, of course. Yeah. For me, produces for both for everything. Yeah. You personally, you say you prefer the PC. Why? Well, I like the controls. I like that I can do like crank the the precision on the mouse. I like the quick turnaround. I like things like that. I think that's probably my most favorite part about it. And also I'm comfortable with it. I've used it. I understand it. So. I think those are the two main things for me. Okay, then I'll say thank you for the information, even if it wasn't quite much technical, but anyway, thank you. Yeah, I wish I could answer more.